Imagine a forest so vast, so endless, that it hides entire worlds within its shadows. A place where rivers weave like serpents through an emerald sea, where the hum of insects and cries of distant birds echo like whispers from another time. This is the Amazon, the largest rainforest on Earth. For centuries, explorers called it a green desert, believing no great civilization could ever thrive beneath its suffocating canopy. But what if they were wrong? What if, buried beneath the jungle floor, lies evidence of lost cities, sprawling networks of people, and forgotten civilizations erased from history? Tonight, we journey into one of the greatest mysteries of our time, the hidden history of the Amazon's lost cities. Long before Europeans set foot in South America, indigenous stories spoke of glittering cities deep within the jungle, places filled with wealth, wisdom, and power. Spanish conquistadors in the 16th century whispered of El Dorado, the city of gold, hidden somewhere in this impenetrable wilderness. Many dismissed these tales as exaggerations or even lies. After all, when explorers like Francisco de Orellana traveled the Amazon in the 1540s, they claimed to have seen vast settlements along the riverbanks, villages stretching for miles, home to thousands of people. Yet, when others returned just decades later, those villages were gone, vanished as if they had never existed. Was Orellana lying, or had an entire civilization disappeared before the eyes of the world? For centuries, scholars assumed the jungle could never support advanced societies. The soil was too poor, too acidic, they argued, that any large population would starve. This belief painted the Amazon as a timeless wilderness, untouched by human hands. But recent discoveries are rewriting that story. In the past few decades, archaeologists, armed with new technology like LiDAR laser scanning from above, have peeled back the jungle canopy to reveal something astonishing. Massive geometric earthworks, networks of roads, and even city-like structures hidden beneath centuries of vegetation. Imagine soaring above the forest, expecting endless green, and suddenly spotting enormous circles, squares, and straight lines carved into the earth, too precise to be natural. These are not random clearings, they are the fingerprints of lost civilizations. Take the discovery in the Brazilian state of Acre, beneath the forest. Researchers uncovered hundreds of enormous geoglyphs, geometric shapes etched into the land, stretching over 13,000 square kilometers. These were not small villages, they were monumental works of engineering, aligned with purpose. And then there is the recent revelation in Bolivia's Llanos de Moxos region, where LiDAR scanning revealed more than 20 enormous ancient cities, complete with causeways, defensive structures, and plazas. Some of these sites were larger than many medieval European towns. The evidence is undeniable. The Amazon was not an untouched wilderness. It was a thriving, complex world of interconnected civilizations. But this revelation raises a haunting question. If these societies once flourished here, what happened to them? How could entire cities, possibly home to millions of people, vanish so completely that their existence was denied for centuries? One answer lies in the silent killer brought from across the Atlantic: disease. When Europeans first arrived in the Americas, they carried invisible weapons: smallpox, measles, influenza, to indigenous peoples with no immunity. These plagues were devastating. Some scholars estimate that up to 90% of the Amazon's population perished within a century of contact. Cities emptied, villages abandoned, traditions broken. The jungle, relentless and alive, reclaimed what humanity left behind. Within decades, stone pathways disappeared beneath vines. Plazas turned into swamps, and homes became mounds beneath the soil. The forest erased the evidence so completely that for centuries, the very idea of Amazonian civilizations was considered fantasy, and yet the myths persisted. Indigenous people carried the memory of lost cities in their oral traditions. Explorers continued to hear rumors of hidden kingdoms guarded by spirits and swallowed by vines. In many ways, the Amazon itself seemed determined to protect its secrets, allowing only fragments of its forgotten history to resurface. But with every new discovery, the truth becomes harder to ignore. Consider the mysterious terra preterliterally black earth. Scattered throughout the Amazon are patches of unusually fertile soil, created not by nature, but by humans. For centuries, scientists puzzled over how it was possible for such nutrient-rich soil to exist in a region otherwise so poor in minerals. Today, we know that ancient Amazonians engineered it by mixing charcoal, food waste, and other materials to create a soil that could support intensive agriculture. This was no small feat, was a deliberate, sophisticated method of sustaining large populations. And these fertile patches are not rare. They cover an area the size of France. Imagine what that means. It means millions of people may once have lived in this so-called wilderness, building not just temporary villages, but permanent, thriving civilizations. This paints an entirely new picture of the Amazon not as a pristine paradise, but as a cultural landscape shaped and engineered by human hands over thousands of years. Every river canal, every raised field, every hidden mound tells a story of ingenuity and resilience. And yet, the mainstream narrative of history has long ignored these voices. Why? Perhaps because acknowledging them forces us to confront uncomfortable truths that indigenous peoples were not primitive survivors in the jungle, but architects of vast worlds we are only now beginning to understand. Before we dive even deeper, let me ask you something. Do you find these revelations as mind-blowing as I do? If you're fascinated by the idea that history has hidden so much from us that entire civilizations can be forgotten, buried and erased, then you're in the right place. Here on Mysteries of Time, we bring you the secrets that textbooks leave out, the shadows of history that beg to be explored. So if you're enjoying this journey through the Amazon's lost cities, Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts or theories, and subscribe for more mysteries of the ancient world, because what comes next is even stranger. Among the most tantalizing discoveries are the giant earthworks resembling ceremonial centers aligned with astronomical events. Some researchers believe these were not just settlements, but sacred places where rituals connected the people to the cosmos. Enormous plazas and pyramidal mounds hidden beneath centuries of soil suggest complex political and spiritual systems. The scale of construction rivals that of the Maya, yet far fewer people know their story. Could it be that the Amazon once had civilizations as advanced as the great cities of Central America, only to be erased before history could remember them? Even more intriguing are the rumors that persist today. Deep in the forest, explorers and adventurers still speak of strange ruins, of stone walls and roads swallowed by roots, of artifacts emerging from riverbanks after floods. Some whisper of cities that remain undiscovered, untouched by archaeologists, protected by the sheer vastness of the jungle. Is it possible that there are still lost civilizations waiting to be found beneath the canopy? Imagine standing in the middle of the rainforest, the air thick and heavy, and knowing that beneath your feet might lie the remnants of a forgotten world. The Amazon's secrets are not only historical, they may also hold warnings for the future. The collapse of these ancient civilizations reminds us how fragile human societies can be when faced with environmental changes, disease, and external pressures. Their disappearance is a silent echo, reminding us that even the most thriving cultures can vanish in the blink of an eye. And yet, their rediscovery gives us hope. By uncovering their stories, we not only restore dignity to the peoples who came before, but we also gain knowledge that could help us survive today, knowledge about sustainable living, about working with the environment instead of against it. The hidden history of the Amazon is only just beginning to be written. With every laser scan, every excavation, every story passed down through generations, we come closer to piecing together a truth that was nearly lost forever. Perhaps the greatest mystery is not whether these civilizations existed. We now know they did, but why their story was erased. Was it convenience? Ignorance? Or was it simply the forest itself, swallowing the evidence, ensuring that only the most determined seekers would uncover its secrets? The next time you look at a map and see the vast green expanse of the Amazon, remember this. You are not just looking at wilderness, you are looking at a palimpsest living manuscript written and rewritten by countless generations. Beneath every tree root, every river bend, lies a story of ingenuity, resilience, and mystery. The lost cities of the Amazon are not just ruins of the past. They are reminders that history is far stranger, far more complex than we have ever been told. And this is only the beginning. Because if the Amazon could hide entire civilizations for centuries, what other secrets lie buried in the forgotten corners of our world? If you want to continue this journey into the hidden past, don't miss our other explorations into lost worlds, from the secrets of Atlantis to the mysteries of Shambhala. Subscribe to Mysteries of Time, where history is never just history, it's a puzzle waiting to be solved. Until next time, keep searching, keep questioning, and remember, the past is never truly lost.